child archetype, and there are 5 different child archetypes. So the first one that I want to talk about is the Peter Pan archetype. Now Caroline Mace calls that the eternal child. I prefer to call it Peter Pan because it says exactly who it is. I know a lot about this archetype because I'm a Peter Pan child. I can be as silly as the best 2 or 3 year old on the planet, okay? And this is what Peter Pan children do, okay? We are the child of adventure. We live for adventures, okay? And it doesn't matter whether they're outdoors, indoors, in our head, it makes no difference. With Peter Pan children, it's the adventure that is the important thing. Now, with Peter Pan children, the biggest lesson for them to learn is responsibility, because yes, we can be irresponsible. We just get lost in the adventure, and so off we go. And so, you know, not wishing to grow up, we don't always want to be responsible, okay, because we just live for this adventure. So this is where the Peter Pan child is at, and the biggest lesson for them to learn is to be responsible all of the time, to take responsibility for not just themselves but also whatever they are involved in. The really good things about Peter Pan children is that they make great leaders. They are leaders. They're not leaders in a traditional sense, because actually they gather around them what exactly as Jay and Barry said, there's the Lost Boys, and that's who Peter Pan leads. They lead the Lost Boys. They gather around them a really, I don't know, whatever word you want to describe, of friends. It's a real diverse lot of friends that they have around them, and this is how they lead them. And I can remember thinking back to when I was in primary age, around about year 5, 6, and I had a friend up the road and he had cerebral palsy, and I used to go to his place and I didn't see him as anything different, but obviously he was. And we're going back to the days where these children were never seen, and they certainly weren't integrated into school, so he was home educated. But I just saw him as a friend. He had a lot of toys, which is fantastic for Peter Pan, but that's how I saw him. And this is what Peter Pan children do. They gather around them all sorts of friends that are a bit odd, a bit different, don't quite fit into society, and Peter Pan children then lead them, and that's really, really important. So Peter Pan children do make great leaders, and they really do lead the people that don't quite fit in everywhere. Trust me, as an adult, that has not changed. I still have a lot of adults around me. A lot of them also have Peter Pan children, which is always very, very interesting. The good thing is that Peter Pan children, when they grow up to be adults, they really are good with working with children, because they can understand where that child comes from. And so you can let yourself go, you can be a little bit silly, and you can do some fun things at the same time as an adult. You can also be responsible, so you can understand where children come from and work really, really well. So Peter Pan children do make great coaches, they make great mentors, because they have that ability to understand where the child is coming from.